in the raw. RKU's Guyana Free Media. In the raw. And I'm your friend and your brother, Haji Dr. Ocean. And dearest beloved divine friends, family, brothers and sisters. And it continues. And I know people look out for my program very frequently. And lots of calls and commentaries when I rest. Now, I have here, I dealt with Camaraj Ramjattan, and so I'm giving him a rest for now, for him to catch himself what he's doing. I think he's very confused. I think he playing his hand is typical for what the AFC has become. Trying to sell its flesh, obviously to the highest bidder. And sometimes when one sells flesh, those kinds of people that sells their flesh or sell their flesh, eventually nobody wants them anymore because old age has gotten into them. So I'm not going to really be hammering Camaraj Ramjattan and the AFC too much here in this presentation. It is taken from the Sunday Chronicle and is in all the newspapers. Norton says no regrets over AFC leaving the coalition. Maybe it's for one of those reasons also Norton is getting a lot of flack because he tried to get his person that he wanted as the vice chair in Region 10. Can we imagine this? As the vice chair in Region 10. There were two. The AFC, which is entitled, I mean, right is right. So Ramjattan is right to be upset at this party. And I give a warning there, you know. But Norton didn't listen, and this is why he's getting the flack, and the no confidence motion is about to be unleashed on him. Now, I got the article here. I want to read it, and I want to read and make my commentary at especially a particular area, and I'll tell you where, to listen. Something that is written there that I haven't seen any commentary about. But obviously, Norton gives Camaraj Ramjattan and the AFC a serious warning. Now, I want you to listen very carefully and to share this and to think about what I am saying. I want to do this here in this program and add on another piece that about the warning and the confidence motion and the lack of confidence by the Florida chapter, North American chapter technically, of the People's National Congress. I want you to remember, the People's National Congress is a party that I have respected. I mean, those who took over in 2015, and not Mr. Granger, not Brigadier retired Granger, President. I found him to be a gentleman and a tactician of his own sorts and so on. But I have no problem with President Granger or ever with Desmond Hoyt. He's the one who inspired me. And so the PNC became a friend. I could not miss a single event, their functions, their invitations, the support I would give, the presentation I would make. But something happened in 2015 when they took power. One man with his henchmen tried to destroy me. And so I took an oath that I will do everything in my power, which I did, to see to it that the People's National Congress, APNO AFC, that they don't take the government anymore. Well, you know, I still have a soft heart for it because of Hugh Desmond Hoyt and former President Granger. Now, let me read this article. Right, a particular piece, you know, ladies and gentlemen. I'm surprised nobody has made a commentary about it. So I'm going to write a letter on this. Leader of the People's National Congress, Reform, PNCR, Aubrey Norton, is maintaining that there are no regrets about any of the decisions that led to the Alliance for Change abandoning the coalition with a partnership for national unity. I know my sister, Amna Ali, really worked for this. And why I know she is annoyed with me, because I had to go for my pound of flesh at the count and the recount and exposing the reality. She was annoyed with me, but I know we always had mutual respects and love for each other. And I think what Norton et al. Did to her was unforgivable. Unforgivable. Now to the reading. So he said they have no regrets, but I think the party generally, internationally, has serious regrets. That's why he, Mr. Norton, is coming up for some serious flack. Now, I continue. The ANC officially departed the coalition with the PNCR-led APNU on December 31st, 2022, with the end of the Commonwealth Accord, the agreements that bonded the two sides ended on December 31st. The split came following much infighting between the two sides over the nominee for the Region 10 regional vice chairman. I just, in my preamble, in the beginning, my take, I explained this to you. Leader of the AFC, Comrade Ramjattan, had noted that there will be consequences in relation to the relationship between the APNU and the AFC that when the quarrel was taking place for the vice personnel, and the party wanted one, but PNC wanted another AFC person to hold the vice, which is a bit ludicrous, nonsensical, and controlling if you were to ask me. I think Norton made a horrific mistake here. If that there would be consequences in relation to the relationship between the APNU and the AFC if the former did not support the latter's choice, that is, PNC should support the vice chair choice of Comrade Ramjattan or his party. The APNU and AFC remained at loggerheads for months over the issue before the person the APNU preferred was given the position. So they were quarreling to and fro. But when APNU decided, or the PNC, Norton, the leader of the party, decided, hey, this is it. You are a Lilliputian. You know Lilliputian, a lot of you went Gulliver Travels. The Lilliputian was no little man when Gulliver arrived that tried to tie him up and so on. So you, AFC, you, Ramjattan, you and your cabal are Lilliputians, technically. And the PNC got their choice of which AFC they wanted. I mean, something doesn't make sense here. It's illogical and annoying and wrong. Sticking to their promise of consequences, weeks after the new vice chairperson was appointed, the AFC announced it was leaving the coalition. During the weekly press conference on Tuesday last, Norton, who is also chairman of the APNU, was asked if there were any regrets over the decisions that were made leading up to the AFC leaving the coalition. And his response was, I think we sit down, we analyze things, and we make decisions. In this situation, I don't know that there are any regrets. So he's saying he don't know there are any regrets. He don't. Probably with a longer view, a couple of years from now, there might be. So right now, there's no regrets, or maybe sometime in the future. I mean, this man is not a strategist, man. He would know in the long run. As a business person, as a military person, as a career person, gauging their future, they would do the right thing, right? For now, we are comfortable that we would have talked through our decisions and made proper decisions in the interest of our party, the country, and the coalition. And there's a little political, skullduggery, kind of diplomatic, kind of pulling wool over your eyes. Let me go back to the article. As it relates to the way forward for the two political parties, now that they have gone their separate ways, particularly given that the ANC will be retaining its 9 seats in the National Assembly, Norton said he does not foresee any issue with his former partners as long as they toe the line. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and families, he don't see a problem with them holding on to those 9 seats, but they have to toe the line. So nobody observed this, please? Friends and families? In other words, the AFC have to vote along the PNC or the APNU line. Or a war might take place and they could lose the 9 seats. In the raw. Beloved divine friends, family, brothers and sisters, toe the line. We see no problem working with the AFC. Once the AFC continues to be supportive of the parliamentary agenda we agreed on, Norton said, and adding. So they had originally a parliamentary agenda, and the relationship was very sour, bitter, heart-wrenching, annoying, and disgraceful, if I might say, that a man like Ramjattan of his caliber would take the cake, and he had nothing of substance given to him and his party, so to say. So right now, yes, parliamentary agenda we agreed on, Norton. The AFC also says it will operate as APNU and AFC at the level of Parliament. So they're broke. But they still have an appendage linked to the APNU at the level of Parliament. At the level of Parliament is where the power stands. And he, Ramjattan, and I'm speaking with respect here, and his party, in the words of Norton, has to toe the line. Beloved, divine, friends, and family. And this is a genuine laugh, Mr. Glenn. You know, this is a genuine, this is not one of those fake things, right, my brother? The AFC, so it will operate as APNU AFC at the level of Parliament. So the AFC is concurring. They have to toe the line. In the raw. I will engage the Central Executive Committee of the PNCR on the matter, and we will have a definitive position on how we move forward. So he, Norton, will be speaking to his Central Executive Committee. The FC departure is the latest in the continuous erosion of the coalition since 2020 in terms of coalition members. In August 2020, the Working People's Alliance made its exit after accusing the PNCR of practicing non-constitutional, non-consultation and being dictatorial. Well, what do you expect when you're a Lilliputian? WPA? You didn't bring a seat. WPA, you didn't bring a third of a seat. You didn't bring 0.5%, and the 2 seats that you held, I think 2 or 1, in Parliament, was charity, just to have your name and to use the name of the WPA that betrayed the wisdom and the vision of Walter Rodney, the founder of the Working People's Alliance. So you show yourself as a big and bad, but you can't win a seat. The exodus continued in September 2020, when the Justice for All party also departed after re-examining the roles and relationships of Guyana's political landscape. That's what they said. But also, the Justice for All party couldn't bring one seat, or a half a seat, or a third of a seat, or anything of a seat. The young Sharma that was given a position in the Ministry of Finance was an act of charity, just to create the facade or the resemblance or the appearance of a coalition. And that was the brains, as far as I know, and the drive and the power of Amna Ali, my beloved sister. Aside from constituting parties, since 2020, several individual members have also departed the PNCR and the AFC. In principle, the son-in-law, Dominic Gaskin, the man the guy is brilliant, man. The guy is smart. The guy is wise. He tried to save the APNO and the AFC name and honor. In the end, whatever he said took place. Dominic Gaskin and many others walked and left the two parties. In the latest issues at the PNCR, General Secretary Gita Chandan Edmund and the Treasurer Faiz Mursaleen resigned from their positions amidst accusation of financial mismanagement and racial hostility within the party. It's sad that you get one or two people in a great party of Forbes Burnham and Hugh Desmond Hoyt and Amna Ali reaching this stage of ethnic cleansing within the party. Forbes Burnham and Hoyt must be going mad in their graves, and Amna Ali is sitting there pining as a true leader of the People's National Congress who was sidelined and marginalized. So, brothers and sisters, that is the end of the article, but I want to just pinch in another piece. So give me a second. So as I pinch a piece in here, maybe a 5 minutes quickly, PNCR Overseas Chapter files no confidence motion against their leader. And it's a big thing going on, but Norton says not worried, motion cannot be filed outside of Congress. But he's an old head, but even though he had no power, so to say, and as far as I recall, Hugh Desmond Hoyt had fired Mr. Norton, I think. Page 7. I'm going to just quickly run it through. Reports have surfaced that the People's National Congress Reform, PNCR, Congress, Florida chapter, has compiled a no confidence motion against PNCR leader Aubrey Norton, who is a little over a year into his tenure as party leader. If I was a leader of a party and this would happen, I would be so totally embarrassed and ashamed. According to the reports, the motion is seeking Norton's resignation for failing to unite the party and keep the party vibrant. It also claims that the Central Executive Committee, CEC, meetings have not been regularly kept, and said that under Norton's leadership, the PNCR has regressed. I'm jumping, right? I'm jumping. Contacted on Monday, Norton professed not to have personally seen the motion, while he admitted he was aware of reports of the motion. Norton noted that he was not worried, since according to the party's laws, a no confidence motion can only be brought at the party's Congress. I know that the party constitution does not provide for that. When you are going to change the leader of a party, you go to a Congress. Only a Congress can change the leader, as far as I know, he said. I've seen it, the reports, all about the place. But the amount of things I've seen, I wouldn't worry, he says. But the party constitution doesn't provide for that. Norton said, reiterating, or if you're American or English, reiterating and reiterating that he was not worried about the motion. I think I don't need to go through and read it all, friends and families, beloved brothers and sisters, your friend, your brother. Me, Haji, Dr. Roshan Khan, inter. Say thank you. Farewell.